children are some of the most vulnerable people when it comes to sex trafficking. And I understand sex trafficking is 10 times worse than it was 10 years ago. Just the exponential growth of it. We're here with Joseph Travers, the founder of Saved in America. Just a great organization that comes together licensed detectives, law enforcement, Marines, Navy SEALs, just the kind of superheroes you want in your midst. And he gets them together and they go save children. And you do it right away in the critical hours before they can really go off the grid quickly, right?
Yes, and our goal, our mission is, and we've been true to that mission, which is to find the child before the trafficker does. Mm-hmm. And we've done that successfully 60% of the time. So.
And it works in so many, we talked in the past about how it used to be a kid on the corner would get grabbed. That's what you saw on TV, and now it's all about computers and grooming. Is that right?
Through the cyber network, through all these different, not just Facebook, but you go into Snapchat and Instagram, et cetera, and there's so many of them now. And that's how these people, or these gang members, the recruiters, which by the way are in every middle school and high school, public middle school, public high school in San Diego County. They recruit the girls through this mechanism so the parents don't know that they're recruiting their child.
So because you're based in San Diego, every high school and middle school there, which probably says a lot about what's going on all over the country. If you think your kid's not vulnerable, you should think again.
Absolutely. And what they do is they prey on the young girl who something might be going on in their life, traumatic. And what doesn't happen traumatic
when you're
in a
teen, right?
13, 14, or 15-year-old?
It's all traumatic.
Correct.
Huh. So is there anything you can tell our audience? I'm sure every situation's different, but what do you look for? Are there any warning signs or flags that my kid might take off with someone who's online pretending to be someone wonderful who's flattering them?
Sometimes you can't. And we've had cases where maybe the parent might have been able to, but most of the time they really don't, because what happens is their child's missing. And they go maybe and the child's knock on the bedroom door, come on, it's time to go to school, and no one's there, the window's open. Mm-hmm. And what has happened is their child has been, like I said, recruited through social networking on a site that the parent doesn't even know about. One good preventive measure might be to get an application that you could put on your child's cell phone, so you'll know where they go mm-hmm. in cyberspace. Mm-hmm. So that's a good prevention to know that.
Really good step to take. Everyone's busy, but you've got to take that preventative measure, because when they go, you just don't know where they went. And not everyone knows about you yet. How does it work? Do they, a child goes missing and then they get on your website and say, I need to contact you, who can I talk to, what do I do now? Because I can't imagine what's going on, how rattled someone must be when their kid just disappears. And probably at first you don't know, did they really disappear? What's really going on here? Because probably a lot of denial.
Correct, or they don't know why. That's the big thing. Why? I don't, you ask why. And the parent righteously might not even know why. But what we do is we wait for a call from a parent, or maybe a friend of a parent, or a brother, sister, or some relation or friend that knows this child's missing, and they reach out to us, and then we reach out to the parent. Sometimes, though, we go on the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, because we also look for children that are wards of the state and the county, because they have no parents. So we look for them also through the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, because those are the ones that are preyed upon the most, your children that don't have parents. Yeah. So we decided, we're going to go and find those children also.
That's a huge undertaking. It's almost another segment for another show, because I know people who have groups that they've gotten together, and they've said there are so many people whose children are being taken away wrongly and being stolen through foster care. Mm-hmm. And they're saying this is really happening, and it blows your mind. That can't be happening. So it's amazing that you're being proactive that way and going to look for the most vulnerable, because like you said, who else is going to look?
Yes, and these foster children, by the way, this weekend we're doing a major operation in San Diego County. We're looking for a guy that we rescued a 14-year-old from Mexico, and the bad guy is now released, and he's wanted on a $1 million bond. So we're going to help the police detectives look for him, but also 5 foster children between 14 and 16. We're going to do a big operation to try to recover these 5 girls.
That's so amazing. Gosh. So what you're gonna be chasing a bad guy and finding these 5 kids along with everyone else that you've got reports on that you're trying to help. How much can you tell us without giving stuff away about how it all works?
Okay, it's not that difficult, and it's in the book, by the way. If you go on the website, you could buy the book about Saved in America, and it tells you
Wait,
this.
I didn't know there was a book. This is a new thing.
Yeah, the second edition just came out, second edition.
Oh my gosh. So on your website, you can buy a book. It's
Yes.
called Saved in America?
It's called Investigation of Missing and Exploited
Okay.
Children.
And is it savedinamerica.org?
SavedInAmerica.org.
.org. Okay, so everyone go there. Okay, so sorry, you've got this big op and you're so excited about your book. You got to bring that in, and we'll.
Yes,
So you've got, and then these 5 kids you're going to run around and look for.
correct. And what we do is we start out, we do everything we need to do with the parent, and then right away we start, what are we going to do with the child when we find the child? Because we've never not found a child we went after, by the way.
You've never not found a child
never.
you've gone after.
We have 100% success rate.
And that's
So-
152 since
152
2014.
recoveries since 2014, December 2014.
Does your heart just soar?
Well, I know I can't do that. Joseph Travers could never do that. I mean, God's looking out for us
For
and
sure.
for the children, obviously.
It's a huge ministry you've done for him.
So what we do is then we start with the social networking investigation, and we start to, peel apart the onion and what happened, who was there, whose hands are in this pie, right? Going all the way back to this recruiter that was involved. Once we get that, then it's just a matter of putting the pieces back together until we, then we start doing our private investigation work, our boots on the ground, right? We get eyes on, and then we bring in local law enforcement or state or federal law enforcement, and they extract the child and take the bad guy, our guys, into custody.
It's pretty amazing, pretty neat. And if you go to savedinamerica.org, a lot of videos showing the good they do and how they've helped, and it's just nice to keep up with them. About a minute and a half, but I want to ask, I know you've got this new mobile command center you're going to have where you can go anywhere, including places like, we just had the Super Bowl Sunday. It's a huge destination for sex traffickers every single year, and it's just now getting some attention in recent years. You're going to be able to help that.
Yes, hopefully next year we'll be there, and we'll be able to help with that whole thing. Thank you, San Diego County Board of Supervisors, for the grant to let us purchase this sophisticated electronic equipment in the mobile command center, which we need. It'll help us recover kids probably twice as fast once we get that on the ground.
That's going to be so great for you. So that's nice, but you guys work all over the country. Joseph Travers from Saved in America. How can we all help and support you? Can we go to the website and just hit a donate button?
Yes, go there. And there's also a volunteer section. So there's a lot of new things happening on the website, a really good website. I'd suggest everyone get a copy of the book. It has the methods on, not too precise so the bad guys can't figure out what we do, but it does talk about how we do what we do.
I can't thank you enough for all you're doing. Saved in America, Joseph Travers, will you keep us updated?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sounds good. We'll see you next time.
Okay.